If you're an aspiring full-time content creator, you may be wondering about some of the pros and cons that come along with this. And speaking from personal experience with this, there are definitely a lot of ups and downs with being a full-time content creator. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some of these pros and cons, and if you're thinking about becoming a full-time content creator, maybe some of these points will help you to make a more informed decision. But if you're new to this channel, my name is Kaylee June, and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia. But I'm also a content creator, and I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things business, social media, content creation, and freelancing. And as I mentioned in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the pros and cons of being a full-time content creator and freelancer. Now, you might be really struggling to make the decision on whether you want to pursue a full-time content creation career, and that may be because of some of the pros and cons you've already heard about this particular career path. There is a lot of people out there that will want to tell you, especially some of the cons that come along with being a content creator, and there are definitely cons that I am going to mention in this video, but I also want to reassure you that there's definitely some pros to go along with this as well. And then of course, you're always going to have other people on social media who really hype up being a full-time content creator or a full-time freelancer, and they'll make it seem like it's the easiest and best thing in the world, which I can definitely agree. There are some really great aspects to being a full-time content creator, but of course, we are going to be chatting about some of the cons as well, just so you can keep some of those things in mind if this is something that you want to pursue. So I think it's best to start off with the cons today, because let's get those out of the way. This is kind of the bad stuff that comes along with being a full-time freelancer or content creator, and all of these things I have personally dealt with as well. So I think it's good to get this stuff out of the way, and then we can move on to some of the positives. And the first one is a really obvious one, and it may even be that one roadblock for you that is stopping you from becoming a full-time content creator or pursuing this path, and that is the inconsistency of income. Not knowing when and where your next paycheck will be coming from is really difficult for a lot of people out there, especially if you're not used to the nature of freelancing or inconsistent work. It can be really difficult to settle into more of a lifestyle where your income is not consistent. This is especially difficult if you have things like a mortgage, or you've got rent to pay, you're not living at home anymore, you have a lot more commitments, there are a lot of things that you need to save for or save for quickly. A lot of these things can be really difficult when you are earning inconsistent income with being a content creator. It can be a really overwhelming thing for a lot of people, and especially if you're coming from like a 9-to-5 job and you're making that transition into content creation full-time, this kind of thing can really raise your anxiety levels. And I will definitely be the first person to say this, because for many years I was in and out of jobs. I was trying to do content creation and freelancing full-time, and then it wasn't working, so I was kind of going back into jobs, and the whole thing of why it wasn't working was because I wasn't getting that consistent income, and I wasn't able to keep pursuing it long enough to really see that success either, because I just needed the money. I needed the money to live. I needed to pay my rent. It was really difficult to just jump into it full time. So for many years, this was a major roadblock for me personally, and I know it is for a lot of people out there. I do think that there's a change of mindset that really needs to happen once you go into being a full-time freelancer or content creator. I think you just need to almost be at peace with the fact that your money is going to come in ebbs and flows, and it is not going to be always consistent. You're going to have your really good times, which you need to take advantage of that momentum a lot of the time and really save appropriately and put your money where you think it's best needed. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but I really do think that there's things that need to change with your mindset when you go into earning like this, and to realize that it's just not going to be the same as if you're working a 9-to-5 job, and you'll have to just do things a little bit differently. The next con is that you're often only able to rely on yourself. Now, this goes for everything in your own content creation business, or if you're freelancing, and it kind of sucks sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, because if you get sick, for example, and you need to take some days off, the only person you can even rely on those days is usually yourself. So a lot of the time, if that happens, you are just kind of not working for several days, and you've got no one to take your place, no one to help you out a lot of the time, and it can be really difficult. And not only that, you're responsible for virtually everything. You're responsible for your finances, you're responsible for your schedules, your workplace, the clients you're getting or not getting, and of course the content that you're producing. So there's basically no one else to blame a lot of the time but yourself as well. So it can be really difficult to get into this new way of working where everything is kind of on you. You don't always have that support system that you would in a 9-to-5 job, or that kind of tiered structure where each person has their role to do. A lot of the time when you're in this position of being a full-time content creator or a freelancer, every role is taken by you. So that can be something that's really hard to get used to. Now, the third point can come along with any job, let's be honest, but my third point is that the workload sometimes as a full-time content creator can be overwhelming. overwhelming. And again, it is usually only you that is going to be doing this work. So a lot of the time there's not really too many people out there who can help you out unless you have the available funds to be able to pay someone to help you out with editing or to help you out with creating reels and social media or anything like that. A lot of the time this is going to be left to you. And you really do need to build those good organization skills so you can stay on top of everything that you need to be on top of. And unfortunately for me, good organization never really came naturally, so it was really difficult for me to start building systems that really worked for me in terms of organization. But once I did, things definitely got a lot easier, and once you get into a routine, it's great. But there was definitely a few years there where I was working crazy hours, and I always think about this particular meme that I saw like a couple of years ago, and it was like, me becomes a full-time freelancer so I can be my own boss and have freedom and flexibility with my hours. Also me becomes a freelancer and now works 24/7, because that is basically summed up my first few years of freelancing and content creation. I feel like I was working so many ridiculous hours. So I do think in that instance, you really need to have those good organization skills and start to really build them up. And along with this, I think it can be really hard to set boundaries and to have that overall work-life balance. A lot of people are very much lured into the idea of being a full-time content creator or a freelancer because of the freedom and flexibility that comes along with this. And while that is true that you definitely have a lot more freedom and flexibility with this kind of a role, it also becomes difficult when it's only you and you really have to set those boundaries and make sure that your work-life balance is balancing. Because again, especially in the first few years of me doing this full-time, I was working ridiculous hours. I was not really setting myself boundaries, even setting boundaries in your own home. If you're working from home, making sure that you've got a different office space to your bedroom. I think that's a really hard thing to do. And if you don't have the ability to step away from one particular room where you're working and just kind of close it up for the night and you're done with work, it's really hard and those lines get really blurred. So definitely creating that work-life balance as a full-time content creator does need a lot of work, especially initially for a lot of people. And then the last con is that things can often not be straightforward with your finances. So along with the inconsistency of income, it can be really difficult as a self-employed person, but also someone being a content creator or a freelancer. For example, if you're applying for loans, if you're trying to budget, finances are not very straightforward anymore. And it can be really frustrating and heartbreaking if you're looking at applying for a home loan, for example, because things need to be done differently and your income is being considered differently by different financial institutions. Again, not financial advice, but I know from personal experience, this was a really frustrating time for me when I bought my home with my partner. It was really hard because we were actually both on inconsistent wages at the time. I was doing this and then he was in more of a casual position, though working full-time hours. And it was really difficult when we were applying for a home loan. So these are kind of things that you really do need to consider. And especially if you are looking at making those big purchases in your life or really making moves with that sort of thing at this point, it's definitely something to consider if this is the kind of career path you are looking at, because it can be a little bit more difficult. But now moving on to some of the positives, because I do think that a lot of the time we are thrown a lot of the cons with working for yourself and working as a freelancer or in content creation in general. And I think it's good to also add that some of the positives are really, really positive. And I do think that some of the pros actually do outweigh the cons. So let's go through those now. So the first pro is that you make your own rules. You are your own boss, and that is one of the best things that does come along with being a full-time freelancer or content creator. You can make your schedules, you can create the work lifestyle and setup that you want each week. And I think that that is really an invaluable thing, because often, as we all know, in a lot of 9-to-5 jobs, a lot of things are not necessarily set up for us individually. And that can go for the time frame of the day that you're working, the hours you're working, that can be for the kind of work you're actually doing, or even the opportunities that you're able to take and make for yourself. So I do think that this is one of the best pros about being your own boss in this sense. Being a full-time content creator means that you can really make your own rules when it comes to your work lifestyle. The next pro is a pretty obvious one, and it is the freedom and flexibility. Now, I do say freedom lightly because, as I mentioned, doing this kind of job can be a lot more intensive than people actually realize that it is. And it can really eat into your weeks and even your weekends at times if you've got a lot going on at any given time with certain brand deals, if you are having to film a lot of videos. You know, all of this takes time to edit and to produce, and sometimes there aren't enough hours in the week. But I will say there is a sense of freedom and flexibility that still does come with this, even so. And that's because, along with the first point, you can make your own rules with this. For example, if I have family members that want to come over and visit me during the week, I know that I can usually make that happen. I can move things around. I can be flexible to see them and to actually meet with them. Whereas back in my days of of working a full-time job, I obviously couldn't do this. I can be as flexible as I need to be these days, and that's really great. And in terms of the freedom, you do have a lot of freedom with this kind of job. I mean, for me, I've had the freedom to also pivot in recent years into doing new things and really making those new opportunities for myself as well. Things that I never thought that I'd get the chance to do, but now have, and I think that that's been really great for me. Obviously, in a 9 to 5 or something that's a little bit more structured in a job, you don't always have the opportunity to have that sort of freedom. And again, I like to travel a lot, so I talk about this a lot on my channel, and I know that I can really take trips when I want to take trips. I can take time off when I want to take time off, and that's a really, really great part of the freedom aspect. The next pro is uncapped earning potential, and I don't think a lot of people actually think about this a lot. So when you're working a 9 to 5 job, a lot of the time you are sort of set in your wage or your salary for the year, and that's kind of it. A lot of the time you're not able to go above and beyond that. And I think a lot of people, though they love the consistency of a 9 to 5 job and having that money coming in very regularly, the one con that I've often found with it is that unfortunately your earning potential sometimes is not as high as someone who is potentially self-employed, or if you're looking to be a freelancer or full-time content creator. Realistically, you can earn as much money as you want in the year, which is great. And you can increase your prices, you can really increase things as years go by, you can give yourself a pay rise if you want. So I think it's really great to have that freedom of income earning potential. And I think if something like the inconsistency of income really scares you about being a content creator, looking at the flip side of that and thinking you now have uncapped earning potential is a good way to kind of spin it into a positive in that respect. You also have a lot more freedom to have passive income streams, to have different income streams in general, because you'll likely have more time to really capitalize on those things. So I think that that's a really great thing to look at as well. Now, the next pro is not always the case with being a full-time content creator and a freelancer, but I will say a lot of the time I've found things to be more interesting in this particular job than a lot of my 9 to 5 roles. I've found that my everyday kind of varies a lot more than my 9 to 5 roles that I've had in the past, and I never really get too bored because I've always got something new that I'm working on, something different, and I think it's just the nature of the job itself. Obviously, there's going to be 9 to 5 jobs out there that are really varied in what you get to do each day, and they will be really interesting. And I think I can't really paint all 9 to 5 jobs with the same brush there. I think that that would be a mistake to do that. But at the same time, in general, I've found that my previous roles in 9 to 5 jobs just haven't been as varied day to day. They've been a little bit more monotonous. This kind of role as a content creator really does allow you to do a lot of different things. You know, on any given day, I might be doing photography, videography, editing, I might be doing voiceovers, I might be going out shooting, you know, like there's just so many different things that I do get to do in this job, and I'm really, really thankful for that because I think it just really stimulates my creativity a lot more too. And then the last pro is getting paid for doing something that you love. Now, that's something that I think a lot of people have spoken about before. With being your own boss and being a content creator full time, you are getting paid for doing something that you love to do, or that you hopefully love to do. It is a really good feeling to be paid for something that you know you're into and you're excited about, and you're excited to wake up every day and do new projects and work on something else. I think that's the great thing about being a content creator, is knowing that you do have those new opportunities at your doorstep every day. Realistically, you just need to take them. And when you do start getting paid for these kinds of things, it really does fill you with a lot more confidence and hope and just a lot more excitement overall. I think it's just a really content feeling that you do tend to get from it, in knowing that you're getting paid for something that you love doing. But having said that as well, 9 to 5 jobs can definitely offer that too. And really, this is what this video is all about. This is just shedding some more light on being a full-time content creator and freelancer. And of course, there's going to be some people out there and this kind of role won't really work for them. It's not going to be for everyone, and being a content creator is not going to suit everyone. Some people will definitely be more attracted to a 9 to 5 role and the stability of that, and that is totally fine too. But I figured in this video today, I would just be a little bit more transparent about some of the pros and cons that I've found over the years of being a full-time content creator and freelancer. Well, thank you so much for watching this video today, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more in future. Let me know down in the comment section below if you're looking to become a full-time content creator, if this is something you're aspiring to do. I really want to hear from you, and whether you're having any struggles at the moment or whether things are going well for you, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell to see more updates from this channel, and let me know in the comments as well if you want to see anything in particular on my YouTube channel, because I'm always open to requests. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.